You're listening to LOA Recon with Good Vibe Coach Jeanette Ma. Let's have some manifesting fun together. Thanks for tuning in for another episode. I wanted to make sure to record one this week after reading this fabulous comment from Alex over at the blog. It reads, "Your podcasts are, as always, spot on. I really like the blog posts, but the podcasts are definitely bringing more to the table. Plus, you are very fun to listen to." That is really nice of you to say so. So kind and sincere and transparent. That compliment means a lot to me because authenticity is one of my core values. So thank you, Alex. And then it wraps up, "and always giving great examples and tips." Well, I'm glad to hear that. Thank you for listening. So I wanted to share today about something I think a lot of us don't realize. A lot of us don't realize how close our next dream come true is to manifesting in our physical reality. I think for all of us, it's closer than we realize, especially if we've been doing the alignment work to call it in. Sometimes all we need in order to give it that final cue to arrive is just a little bit of miracle grease. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. How to apply some miracle grease. Grease those miracles right up so it just slides right on in. So what are the cues that let universe know that it's time to deliver our next big win? I think you're gonna like these. They're way easier than you might think. So I've just got a couple of things here to mention. We'll go through these pretty quickly. The first one, it's to just take the afternoon off. Find a way to relax. Make some space in your life. Maybe even just take some deep breaths. Sometimes that's all universe needs for us to get in just a little bit better alignment to dreams come true. Or maybe you could look away for a minute. Get a little distracted with something delightful. Oh my gosh, I've been reading a really cool book. Oh, it's the second of Naomi Novik's Deadly Education series. I forget what the second one is called. They're really cool fiction books. But in this one, the students, in order to get their assignments, they go to it's not exactly Hogwarts. It's kind of dark. Oh, I should say that for anyone who doesn't like monsters. It's a little bit dark. I got a Scorpio moon and I like a little intensity. It doesn't bother me. Anyway, their assignments, they materialize on their desks when they're not looking. They can't be looking. If they're looking, they won't get them. They gotta look away because we don't really believe in things out of thin air, so we gotta look away so it's more believable to be there. You know what? Sometimes that's all our miracle needs is for us to look away for a minute or relax a little. It can be that easy. Here's another way to apply a little bit of miracle grease. That's to enjoy an inspired action or two. You can just ask yourself, what sounds good? What's been calling me? What would feel good to engage today? No matter what that answer is, even if it doesn't seem related, if it's your idea of a good time, it's related. Having fun. That's miracle grease. You know what? Whenever I'm waiting on something, my default action is to go for a dog walk. Good news comes in all the time while I'm out of service in the canyon with the pups. And your inner being may have been hollering at you to do this next fun thing as the final ingredient to your miracle manifestation. Whether it seems related or not, take some inspired action. That often does the trick. Here's another way to apply some miracle grease. That's to have a good belly laugh. You know the magic of laughter, right? Sometimes that's the final key to let that cool thing enter your physical reality. Whether you do that by watching your favorite comedian. Oh my gosh, I've got tickets to go see Nate Bargatze. Oh, I love that guy so much. Oh my gosh, I love him. Yeah, I'm so excited. I was even going to travel to go, but then he booked in Salt Lake, so I don't even have to travel. Okay. You know how to get a good belly laugh. Sometimes you've got, the friend to call for that, right? I've got one or two of those. Or some of you have laughter yoga resources. I don't know those at my fingertips, but I know who would know those. I know who to call to get in on those. That could work too. Whatever induces your best giggle fest, that may very well be the final magic touch for your next miracle come true. Another way to apply some miracle grease is just string together some better feeling thoughts, Sometimes our thoughts get stalled out in mediocre territory. And all we need to kickstart a good dream come true is just a couple of better feeling thoughts. And only you know what those are. And that's a skill worth having, to find those and to let them do the vibration raising work for you. You could just be looking for thoughts that let it be okay wherever you're at right now, or thoughts that reduce your dependence on the cool thing happening because you already know how to feel better. You don't need that. Or maybe thoughts that just, by feeling better, they serve as the shoehorn that lets that cool thing slide into your reality, really gracefully, really easily. Yeah, it could just be one better feeling thought away. You could also always use, the traditional LOA tried and true techniques like, treating your big thing like it's a done deal. Oh, I like that one. Over at the blog post, I've got links to articles on how to do that. If you don't already know, we have a whole course on it. It's probably my favorite course I've ever done at GVU. It's Manifest Faster, How to Done Deal Your Big Dream. Or you could celebrate in advance, right? The woohoo of a dream come true, or that little skip in your step after good news arrives. You don't have to wait for that to get here in order to do the woohoo shimmy or invite a friend out to dinner to celebrate. Giving pre-thanks, that's big magic. Or sometimes the miracle grease is just to conjure up what's next, to move on to whatever you would do after this thing happens. What gets your attention next? Go there. Abraham has answered that question to people before. They painted the painting or they wrote the book and they say, yeah, how do I sell it? And they're like, go paint the next one or write the next one. Do what you love. Move on to what's next. That helps the thing that you've been wanting to unfold. So you can just ask yourself, what would I do after this? It's a powerful way to activate the kind of alignment that lets those old dreams in. I was thinking there's nothing like a new dream to cue an old one that its time has come. It's got to come now because you've moved on. Or another LOA tried and true technique, stop thinking of it as a big deal. Thinking of our next miracle as a miracle is sometimes what holds it up because we think of it so big. Instead, just try thinking of it as the next obvious step. Anyway, there are all sorts of ways you can upgrade your vibe just a little bit to let that big dream come true once and for all. In fact, even just listening to this might do it. How about that? If nothing else, just know that your next manifested miracle is very likely easier and closer than you ever would have guessed. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I hope you join me in it. Thanks for listening, everyone, and happy manifesting.